it's Watkins from Your Black World, and I wanted to say something real quick about Bill O'Reilly. And I saw recently that Bill O'Reilly was actually being accused of being a race hustler by Charles Blow from the New York Times. I don't know Charles Blow that well, but I was on Jesse Jackson's show with him a couple times, and I have a lot of respect for him. He's actually a good brother, based on what I know. And I loved the way Charles, really put his finger on exactly what Bill O'Reilly represents and how he operates. I know this week Bill O'Reilly did a segment where he was effectively trying to say that white privilege does not exist. And let me tell you the secret of Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly is obviously a smart guy because he knows how to manipulate American minds in a way that really fuels and feeds off of racial tension and animosity that exists all throughout our country. He kind of finds the biggest idiots, the nastiest bigots in America, and pretty much sort of pokes at them, prods at what lies beneath the surface, and then that all kind of comes out, and it gets real ugly when it does come out, but that's kind of what his job is, and that's how he makes his money. Now, the funny thing is that O'Reilly. I don't believe that O'Reilly is stupid enough to believe most of the stuff that he says. I really believe that O'Reilly says a lot of things just to get a reaction out of people. I think he works to get a reaction out of the black people that still go on his show. Just for the record, I before I knew what O'Reilly was all about, before I knew what Fox was all about, back in maybe '06, '07, something like that, I used to actually go on Fox a lot. My publicist used to call me and be like, "Fox wants you on today," and I'd say, "Okay," because it was national TV. You're working to kind of build your exposure and kind of do more things. So I was trying to get out of Syracuse at the time, so I went ahead and I did it. But once I realized what kind of BS they were running, when I realized that they were deliberately promoting hatred and racism for a profit, that's when I kind of realized that this wasn't something I wanted to be a part of. And so Bill O'Reilly and I kind of got into it in a back and forth, which you can Google this. It was on CNN and Fox. And I basically just said I'm not going on Fox News anymore. And since that time, I haven't been on Fox News. I was on Fox Business a couple of times because I respect John Stossel, and it was about the NCAA issue, and I wanted to talk about that. But Fox News, I've turned down all media requests from Fox since that time. Now, here's the thing. O'Reilly he's a smart guy. He's not an ethical guy. If you look up that lawsuit where that woman sued him, you can see he's obviously a crazy pervert, and he's definitely a sexist. But he also is he is the ultimate race hustler. I mean, people want to put that pin on Al Sharpton, and don't get me wrong, Al Sharpton has his issues, we know that, but Al Sharpton also has his redeeming qualities. After sitting next to this guy for literally 4 or 5 hours at a time, talking to him, I can say that Al Sharpton is one of the smartest people I've ever met, and actually one of the most responsive conversationalists I've ever met. Sometimes talking to famous people is not that much fun because they're so self-absorbed that they don't hear a word that you say, whereas Sharpton listens to every word and is very responsive. I mean, just a really bright guy. But at the same time, we know that he has his tattered past. We know that he has his incentives that are not always what we'd like for them to be, and that's where I have disagreed with Sharpton on many occasions publicly, and I will continue to do that. But at the same time, I believe in giving credit where credit's due. But what's ironic to me is that O'Reilly has always tried to refer to Sharpton as a race hustler, and Charles Blow hit the nail on the head. Charles Blow said, "No, you asshole, you are the race hustler," and I love that. I just love, I love the fact that he called it for what it was, and I wanted to say that I just agree with what he said. And I think that the best way for anybody of color to really deal with Fox News and to deal with that racism is just walk away, ignore it, turn the TV off. Don't legitimize it just because they have a lot of money and have a lot of viewers. Because understand this, if Fox News were in almost any other country in the world where racism was not as bad as it is in the U.S., Bill O'Reilly would not have a show. People would literally think he was insane to think that he could put something this horrible on television every day and people would watch it. And take it from a guy who was attacked by Fox News pretty bad. They did so much stuff that my whole university was literally mortified afterward because they spent a whole show talking about how horrible I was, and they literally did even very interesting specific things like they darkened my skin to make me look scarier. Fox News will do things like distort the face of the bad guy to make him look just like more of a horrible person. They showed me wearing all black and talking, but they didn't actually have the audio playing, so I just looked like this angry black man who hated all white people. and that's what they do. I mean, it doesn't bother me. It is what it is, but it's not journalism. It's not true media. It's not something that should be legitimized or respected. And I'll admit, I'm even disappointed when I see the president acknowledging Bill O'Reilly in an interview. You're not going to get a fair shake in that situation. And I think that one of the greatest reflectors of the weakness that black people have, the political ineptitude, if you will, in the lack of independence, is the fact that we have to cater to this nonsense. White folks don't cater to black nonsense, but yet we have to cater to white nonsense, and I think that's kind of silly. So that's all I want to say about Bill O'Reilly and Fox News. Yes, O'Reilly is the ultimate race hustler, and I'm so glad Charles Blow called him out, and that's what it is. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World. Take care, God bless, and have a good day. I'm gone.